Sometimes the greatest journey isn't how far you go, it's what brings you home. For Brayton Correa, football took him from St. Louis school to national powerhouse Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas. But the dream was always Hawaii. Now he wears the same green and white his father once wore.
Oh, for sure. That's like all I hear growing up. All these crazy stories. Like one that really stands out to me is like my dad coming into fall camp used to go to sleep with his helmet on. And I used to get sick of that story. I used to hear it all the time. Just hearing how dedicated to it and how much he loved the game and how much hard he worked at it. Like my family had to get split up because of that. They had to go back and forth. So obviously not being able to be there for my siblings all the time and just taking that leap of faith and trusting in myself, believing in myself that it was all gonna work out. The level of competition up there is unreal. Like playing against the top players, top teams in the nation. And it's kind of nerve-wracking at first, but it helps build my character, be confident, like not only on the field but off the field. Obviously, every kid wants to live up to their dad. Every local kid wants to play for the home team, so that's always what I wanted. Whenever taking pictures, I put on, especially seeing my dad when he was there, him seeing me put it on, you could tell like he was getting kind of emotional. I felt so real like that. Like there's a connection to it, and it's deeper than just a uniform. Kind of fill in those footsteps of what my dad and my uncles did, but I'm gonna try my best and live up to what the expectation is. Never give up and just believe in yourself and just have faith in Christ. Recruiting journey wasn't the way I wanted to be. It wasn't easy. I had to move to the mainland to go try to get more exposure, more better opportunities. I kept on praying, kept my faith, and it all worked out then. I hope they see Christ in me. Not me as a football player, but me as a person and just how I could spread love and joy. Nobody's opinion matters besides God's. Don't listen to what other people have to say, what people were trying to tell you. I was told I was too small, too slow, too little my whole life, and now look where I'm at.
It's a full circle moment, to be able to play with his dad, but to see him the day he was born, to see where he's at now. I'm very proud of him of how he continued on his journey. Going from St. Louis to Bishop Gorman. My heart is very dear to, at Bishop Gorman, and then to see him come back home and want to be a part of this brotherhood. It's a really big full circle moment for me. The thing with Brayton, I think he's so talented that even though his father was, a really good football player here, I think he has the ability to be even greater than his dad. His mindset and how hard he works every single day, I can't wait to see what the future holds. It's definitely a special moment for me to see where he's at today and how hard he's worked and where life has taken him. I think that's Hawaii in general. We are built on faith and family. Family is such a huge part of our culture and what we do here in Hawaii, and it's no different at the University of Hawaii as a football team. Family after family. It's so cool to hear names being used over the generations. You always recognize certain names. When you hear Brayton's name, you're gonna know that he's part of a legacy, but the difference is that he's gonna be the best one out of the bunch. No matter where you go, once you leave the island will always be in you. The culture always be in you. That Aloha spirit always being inside of you. He's coming back to be a part of something special, give back to the island, and be a part of this Warrior football team. We're a faith-based football team first and foremost, and it takes a kid that has faith, a family-oriented boy, and he's the hardest worker in the room. That's the kind of guys that we want here, and those are the kind of guys we're going to attract. Just came real naturally for somebody like Brayton because he embraces all those different qualities. It's special because I have his son. What I'm really happy for is that he's going to be around the program more. He gets to be around me and his ex-teammates. And having a guy like that, it inspires me to be even better because he reminds me of who we were and what we were all about in that heart and soul we played with. And when I see him, it's like I got to put more heart and soul into the boys and into this program. So, yeah, it's going to be really great having his dad around, including, his offspring. I know what this program did for me in my life, and it changed my life, and that's the reason why, guys like myself and Coach Timmy, we put our heart and soul into this. We're gonna be here for a while because, it's our time to give back to a school that gave us so much, a team that gave us so much. It gave us our identities, and somebody like Brayton come around now. It's going to be that much more special because it's already ingrained in him, but now we get to really cultivate it out of him and really pull it out of him, and it's only going to set us up for the future because we teach him and he's going to teach the rest of the generations. Brotherhood is family. It's family for life, no matter what. Lanoi and I might not speak for months, maybe even a year, but it's the moment we hear each other, the moment we see each other, it's like everything is rekindled and that brotherhood is back on again, and it never left. There's that spark, and it's never a handshake. It's always a big hug. And it's something that we'll have for the rest of our lives. Being friends is one thing, but when you play together and you spill blood together and you do it as as teammates, that is something that can never be taken away from you, and it's something that will last forever. It's going to be special. You know, I love Aloha Stadium. I have a huge picture of it in my living room, and it's something that can never forget.
And I just hope it's as packed as how when they used to play with my dad. Just see videos and stories of how it's rocking. I really hope the fans pop out and just they're behind us and that we represent them well.
It's a new era. It's a new time. You know, and it's their time. You know, we had our glory, but it's these guys' era now, and it's their time to make it legendary. And so I'm just so glad to be a part of it and to watch these kids go out there and just play football, you know, in something great, you know, something new, and bring more fire to the whole state of Hawaii.
In Hawaii, UH football is more than a team, it's family. And for the Correas and Coach Chris Brown, one generation's legacy has become the next generation's opportunity. That's what makes UH special. That's what makes Hawaii home.